All right, everybody, welcome back.
That is
And,
right. Welcome back to LTC. More pool rounds, more fun. Do we take it back?
I'm gonna keep trying to do the pop gun impression as much as I can.
Oh yeah. I'll see if he towers over me again.
Speaking of pop gun, guess who's on stream?
No! Oh my gosh! I get to commentate pop guns. Oh, I made it. This is it. This is it. This is my crowning achievement. I get to commentate pop gun set. I just gotta do like every other word how he does his back. Just be like, and pop gun gets a double. He uses fizzy.
The one guy wanted to fight me with some Hydra action, huh? Anyway,
Come on, pop gun.
Destiny troops making an appearance here at LTC. Of course, I don't think like with Destiny troops being pretty busy in daily lives, we haven't seen them too much. So it's amazing to see that Popgun got DT here
it's great.
to be able to play today.
This is I think it's his last time at a lane.
Yeah,
right?
it'll be
or not
Popgun's
at a
last
lane,
time.
but playing. It's his last time playing, right?
For the most part, yes, because
Yeah.
he'll
be a dad.
He'll be retired.
Papa Popgun. Papa Popgun.
Oh, this is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a good one. I'm excited to be able to commentate this. This gives me throwbacks, Cactu, because when I first started commentating, I think the first or second commentary gig was when DT won Low Inc.
Ooh.
So this is
wait a
huge for
minute.
me.
Wait a minute. This is some reunion type stuff.
I don't kid. When I first started commentating
Wow.
in this scene, it was my first or second time ever commentating, and DT won Low Inc. Wow. It's a huge thing. So now here we are. And
This is awesome.
one's going into competitive retirement after this, so we get to see DT play. But of course, we can't overshadow the other team here. And I know I saw the name in the corner there at one point, and I know it's kind of on the end here. It's just slipping my mind right now. I'll see it.
So
oh, here it is.
It wasn't it was Whiprays, right?
The Whiprays, yes.
Duh.
The
Sorry, my bad.
Whiprays.
Duh. I'm bad with stuff. Oh, I love the weapons I'm seeing already. Oh my god.
Wait a second. Hold on. There's
Hold
another
on.
Hydra Splatling here.
I think we got it. We got
it's
it.
fate.
We got the
It's
Hydra
fate.
1v1.
We're here. We're here.
We got the Hydra 1v1.
Yes, Hydra Splatling and both mini kits from Rhythm here.
There's the man himself. Look at him. Look how professional he looks. Look at him.
With the upside down sunglasses on the hat.
There he is. But I mean, both these teams, you just see the energy, the vibes. They're ready. They're ready. They are so excited to be here. I would be too. I mean, just gotta love it. There's not much more to say. It's amazing to see these players right now.
You're overwhelmed, Cactu.
I am. I think it's just having the camera to see the players. I think is awesome because you get to see like what they're up to, what they're doing, what they're thinking, how Popgun's dancing. Popgun is jamming. But still, like you wouldn't see this if it was like if we didn't have that. And I think that's what makes it more fun.
Yeah, on the what is it? On the Whiprays too. New name, but they got like their tag, their logo. That's pretty sick too.
That's awesome.
And of course, Cactu, when before like I played my first wave, we were actually scrimming. You were playing with Chino.
Yes.
And Chino's now up here. Chino is a one-trick dapples by the looks of this. I don't know if Chino played another thing in the scrim. I can't remember, but I do remember those dapples appearing.
The beacons were everywhere.
The beacons were everywhere. I kept telling my team, make sure you get the bacon.
Yep. And honestly, I'm going to continue off of that beacon thing. I think that's going to be important for Destiny troops to take care of because those beacons act like a sensor in a sense. If those players on Whiprays' team use their map to their advantage, especially with those beacons around. If Destiny troops does not get rid of them, they're going to be pinged around the map, and it's like an echolocator in a sense. They're going to be able to track you down. They're going to be able to see you. So it's going to be in their best interest to rid of the beacons and being able to push off that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm just I'm catching up here on the Whiprays as well, and of course like Rhythm, Texas native. Also backline. Of course, I'm looking into another fellow Hydra criminal. Of course, I'm looking into that.
Yeah.
But of course, have to note on the other ones as well. So like Sofa, captain of the team. This is their first major LAN for Sofa.
That's huge.
So that is huge, and what a good one to come to as well for Sofa.
Oh yeah.
And Sofa plays kind of majority of the shooters by the looks of it. So you got your Splash, Neo Splash, Tensitech Splatter Shot, 52 Gal, and then just the machine is there on the side. So like the one non-shooter on there. We got Eon. Eon I've definitely seen around in this scene before, Cactu. I don't know if you've run into Eon.
The name sounds familiar.
Yeah,
very familiar.
They've been around as well. Also, first major LAN. So they are. I'm sure that they are feeling the thrill of this, of being here. They're on stream here. They get to fight DT, which is a pretty good team to fight, if I had to say so for myself. And DT, oh, look at the little Inkling boy.
I love it. You love to see it.
It's so great, the little plushie. And of course, what is it? Popgun bringing along Clang, Daybreak, and Zonink here with on that side here. So Daybreak is a solid Nautilus player. I can't remember if Daybreak is going to bring another thing here. I can't flip to that page, but I know Daybreak, solid Nautilus player, always has been. Zon has done a bunch of splash things. Zon helped sub for me one time not too long ago for a tournament, but we're going right into this game.
Oh yeah!
Oh, there we go. There's
wow.
Of course Hydra number 1 and Hydra number 2.
Oh, it is Hydra heaven up on here. Rainmaker Scorch as we see. A lot of range on the side of Destiny troops here, and I think that might be a slight advantage to them, but maybe also could be a disadvantage. Whiprays opting for the Slosher, the Dapples, and the Splash. Unfortunately, one is going to go down right off the bat on Whiprays. It is going to be their Slosher, but they're able to get the Knot as a trade-off. The Gal looking to get a pick here. They are tapping each player. Oh, so weak here, and they're unable to get the job finished, but they are applying a lot of pressure here. And it looks like Destiny Troops is in a, not I want to say a comfortable position, but they're in a pretty good position here to maybe start pushing this Rainmaker as the Kraken comes out, making some space, making some movement here as they are able to get a solid pick.
Oh, and I think they got the one there. Of course, it is jumped on by Chino here. It is just the Hydra left alive on the one team, throwing that Booyah Bomb. Checkpoint is secured there by Destiny Troops, and they are just holding this corner really well. And here comes a flank by Chino.
Excellent flank. Caught off very quickly as they are able to get
Eon. Look at Eon in the corner here, though.
Oh, coming from behind, but get picks off immediately. See, that's good map awareness here. They're going to pick out the Rainmaker, try to get a couple more points as they get a pick with the Rain.
That was a Rain pick.
That's huge. As now they are able to get 2 down on the side of Whiprays. Destiny Troops now trying to push in. It's a 2v2 situation. They're just running the Rainmaker. They are so close here. 20 points left to go with the Rainmaker still alive here. One of their players off to go around, but it's a KO. It's a KO. And
right
just like
when
that,
they weren't looking. Something I know about DT is that they know how to go. Like, they wait for the precise moment to go, and that was a perfect demonstrated, like, as I said, textbook play of waiting for the right time to go, because as soon as the Splash wasn't looking, the Rainmaker went, because the other person didn't have a proper peak advantage. I don't know if they had enough ink, but was able to just go right on forward, and there was nothing else in between the Rainmaker there. And something I wanted to comment on of how you were talking about how much range DT had. Remember that they also had the 96 Deco, right?
Yes.
Wall plus Splatling equals, what are you going to do?
Right. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong about that.
That just enables the range, and because the 96 has the same and a good amount of range with the Nautilus, that works together really well with that Nautilus to help it get more engaged, because it doesn't have that that sub like it used to in S2. And then of course the Hydra can just follow up from the side, and then they had the other as well just nearby, and it just works out really well for that there, especially for Scorch, when you can just go up on top of the grates, you can go around the sides, just basically control it with the range, push forward. They got it, and they're going. Yeah,
and I think something I want to mention about Scorch as well with that. Reminder, the Rainmaker has one path to go up to get that score to the final podium. One path.
Yep, one path.
And considering that, if you move away from that path, if you're the enemy team, just gave them a free win. Like, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but let's be honest here. Where else are they going to go? I mean, that's the one path, and if you move away, which is what they did, unfortunately, it caused it for the KO. But we're going to just move on right away here to Clamblitz on Brine Water Springs. Let's see what these players bring out.
This is going to be good for both sides. Popgun actually changing to the Jet Squelcher here, the custom Jet Squelcher. And the Hydra's still staying on the other side. Of course, this map does favor a lot of range, but it also works really well for the weapons that can just go underneath the ledge and slosh up. So the sloshers can get some picks from underneath the ledges there. We see Eon already getting poked out on that right-hand side with the help of the 96 and the Nautilus. A Clam has been thrown back to the Hydra, and it looks like they're just trying to clear some space here. And you can see it looks like Pop Gun got picked off on the side there, I think by that crab that got popped. We can see Zon on the left trying to just create some space. Like, look at the walls out. They were just trying to there. A good trade there between Klang and Chino there, and it looks like the Kraken has been unleashed.
Hey, able to get that slice, and they're going to try to go over the Hydra here. Are they able to? They're zooming around. Oh, no, they
got out!
And the Dualies are able to clean it up. Oh, I would have gotten out of there. Got a little too greedy trying to get for the pick. Popgun now looking to see if they get a pick on these Duelist Vultures, as they are going to opt to jump to a teammate to a back right on up. As now Destiny Troops tries to make their way forward, using the rain as a little bit of an advantage here to try to get these the enemy players on. Whiprays a little cleaner. And look at that Clam economy, Debbie. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that is a lot
clams.
of Clam economy. You can tell DT is definitely ready for this. And of course, with how long that they've been playing here, they've got the strat locked and loaded here. They're just waiting for a good moment to go. Again, they're going to wait for this crab to end, and then they're probably going to push forward with that wall.
Wow. Wow. You said it. You called it earlier. Like a wall, what are you going to do? I mean, just look at that. Already down to the... No! The Dualies take a swim.
Chino!
I hope you have your beach towel. You are going to need to dry off after that one. The Kraken comes out as now the Clam economy again just passing the Clams forward. Daybreak has enough to end. Are they able to score all of the time? Yes, they will. KO DT.
I was like, Zon is up there, has Daybreak covered, and that's all that needs to be done is just that extra cover fire. And even though Zon had to come back, was able to still keep Daybreak alive. Chino there's just like, I did that. I went into the water.
Yeah, I think that we were talking about that earlier. You just gotta have the good vibes about it. You know, if you know you made a mistake like that, laugh at it. Don't be upset. Like you can see that they know that what they did. They don't mind. They're here to have a good time.
During our scrum earlier, Cactu, I had a Booyah Bomb and I was trying to cancel my charge on a grate. I did an oops on Sturgeon and went into the abyss, and I just laughed.
Hey, that's all you're gonna do. That's all you're gonna do. I think my favorite thing is being able to think like, oh, I can make this jump. Oh, I didn't paint it.
What a whoopsie.
Yep, bonk against the wall.
Oh,
you're in the
my
water.
goodness. But we are going into the third game here already, Cactu.
Wait, hold on.
Round 2.
Round 2. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm mixing my stuff up. So zones on Inkblot.
There we go. There's the classic. Yep.
It's just S2 references all day today.
It's going to be. Like, the last round was just, like, 3 S2 maps back to back to back. Yeah. And now we've got, we had Scorch, though.
We had Scorch and Brine Water.
Yep.
Well, Brine Water's from, no. Brine Water's new, right? Not from S1 or anything?
As far as I know. I never played S1, so I actually couldn't remember. I came in late to the scene, never had a Wii U. But anywho, we're going into Zones Inkblot here, and of course we've seen what they can deal out. Both teams have a Hydra. They've got the stuff to go in here. I wouldn't be surprised, like, if there is a change here. I don't know if they'll keep all the range on this one because it's more kind of compacted, and I get the range does help on the sides a lot.
I was gonna say, like, it could also, depending on how they play, it could be a very good advantage. I mean, you put one player on the side on one of the side blocks, you put one player on top of the tower in mid, and then maybe have another player like kind of on their plat pushing back against from their spawn. I mean, it could be very deadly. And again, all you have to do is just have the Slayer go in.
That try could still be here. I feel like Zon might actually go splash here, considering it's
It'd be a good pick.
And that they have the 2 Splatlings just to make up for the paint.
Yeah, especially
no, they're going to keep that. It's actually going to be Clang who brings the splash. So they did have a splash there. And of course, the Hydra's coming back to fight each other here.
I mean,
Pop Gun still gets his Hydra fight. It's just not, I don't get to be a part of it.
You.
I get to watch it and tell you guys about it, though.
Yeah. There you go, already.
Oh, one
Sofa
already down
King
on the side.
already
Zon
going
capitalizing there.
And right off the bat, it is going to be DT with the first cap of the zone, with 3 players remaining still on Whiprays. These players are now trying to get at least the popcorn off of the top mid, in which they are successful to do, but their remaining players are all pinged on the side of Whiprays as they are able to get 2 down. It is using that range. They're going to jump back and thankfully stay safe there as they do have their special online. Booyah Bomb comes out, strikes come out, and it's a back and forth here with specials, but now it seems that DT has a very big paint control right now, and this is what I was talking about before. You have 1 player on the back, you have 1 player in the front with the range, and that a flank from the side from the Slosher is going to try to have some kind of advantage, but 2 are going to go down there, make that 3. That's going to be a that was a full wipe. That was a full wipe.
It was close. We basically had a delay wipe there, but look at where DT is right now. DT is pushed up on the plat. Zon and Daybreak working together with those walls, like I mentioned before. Rain coming out here and just capitalizing on all of this. And Popgun's just hanging on to this Booyah Bomb just to paint for the
He turned around. He looked like himself. And yeah, I mean, GG's. That was excellently played. Excellently played. Pop could tell him to stand up. He's going
there
for
we
the
go. Look at him. Look at him go. Look at him go. Oh, they got it. Nailed. Hey.
Amazing. I mean, like, excellent job. Excellent job done by
Absolutely.
DT there. They knew what they needed to get done, and they did it well. I like what the dualies were doing on the side of Whiprays. Just kind of going back and forth. But when you're marked like that, there's not much else to do. You can't really rush in because you have a lot of that range pressure from the enemy team. There's only so much you can do. And unfortunately, like I mentioned before, like if you position your players with the range in certain spots, it's just, what can you do? I mean...
Yeah, I think something, though, that the Whiprays were trying to do was trying to get behind the range.
Yes.
You could see, especially on Scorch, both Eon and Chino got flanks on Popgun a couple times there. Unfortunately, it was one at a time. It would have been cool to see a synchronized flank because sometimes you do have to push from the other side, get someone to look the other way. Like, you have to have kind of like a person who can just be like just waving their hands in the air. And then the rest of the team was trying to jump to it in there. And of course, the jump still being out in the open. As soon as that Hydra is seen, that jump is probably going to go down because, of course, if you see a backline like a Hydra, of course, the first thing people are just going to be like, okay, we can toss this at that and this and that. And of course, Cactus, you've seen me run for my life in several situations.
Yeah. You're not wrong. Yeah, listen.
And this is why I also tell frontliners to not go to me when I'm open. Yeah. This is why I'm just like, just
don't
ask
hold your hand
first. Just, don't hold my hand in situations
don't
like
hold
that.
your backline's hand. Please don't.
I usually, and in VC, I'm usually like, okay, just ask me if it's okay. If you see me in solo, like, I might be out in the open trying to fight a bunch of paint coming at me, but if you see me like just behind an obstacle, just like time it there where I'm behind an obstacle so you can be safe and then go. That way you're not quite out in the open there. And I think that could have worked better with helping to get the front line just in and down and around back. That way they could have went around the corner and also pinched with the Hydra's fire. I'm talking with my hands now.
So sorry. Sorry. I do that too sometimes. Stream can't see it because the game will be on, but like I'm all over here like taking the whole screen in my hand. The Italian in me. Yes. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You gotta love it.
Oh, what a great thing though. Like it's great at how much like the team's gone through, and of course, Daybreak has been the newest addition to DT. Because Daybreak was on Resilience for a good while there. Okay. And I remember we had some good fights with Resilience, and that's how I remember Daybreak a lot, being such a powerhouse on that Nautilus. And even still here, where a lot of people have been upset with the Nautilus's kit, of course, with it not having that great, strong, like, like lethal bomb or
Yeah,
just
yeah.
all that, but it still combos really well with a good like leader. And of course you could see how Zon on that 96 gal deco was leading the way with the wall. They had the Kraken to engage, and then the rest just kind of followed up. You could see Clang was kind of around being more of the supportive one and kind of swapping back and forth with Daybreak, just being able to catch the flanks that the Whiprays were trying to do, because that was kind of their answer, was they had to kind of wait for a special to appear and then attack from the side to try to stop that range. And you could see it happen, and I applaud to them for that. You could see it happen. Could just come from there, you could see like, oh, they got picked off and it didn't work. And it was kind of like what I was talking about earlier, how they had something set in play.
Yeah.
There was a call out made there to do that. And the fact that they went with it is still good. And even though it didn't work, hey, they still tried it out. Now they can see how to make it work better. Just because DT had it prepared where someone was watching everyone's back at all times too, so they knew that these flanks were going to happen.
No, yeah, and I think that's where like having the great awareness comes down to as well, like, and also the confidence in your teammates, right? Because you gotta have the confidence. You gotta trust them. And I don't want to say trust them with your life, but you know what I mean. Like,
I mean, I can say that.
In a sense, you have to trust them. Like with that, technically your Splatoon life, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So that no one's gonna come from behind, and if they are coming, and your backline or whoever's behind gets down, they can call out. If you're hopefully you're VCing, obviously. If it's a solo queue, I'm sorry, but do not trust your solo queue teammates.
You can sometimes. I mean, I rely on them all the time. I'll be like,
I'm
okay.
50-50.
I mean, look, if I know they're going in, I won't follow them. But even in solo queue, I still make it a point to follow up with my teammates because I need them to be able to get initiated, right, as a backline.
Yes.
So I will take my position the best I can. If I'm getting pushed, I mean, there's not much else I can do.
Yeah.
You kind of have to wait for me to re-engage. But if no one else is going with this person who's putting in a lot of effort in a solo game, like you can't really overly communicate them. This is where like your this ways come in handy. Like if you're in front and it's just like, I'll look at that. Like some this ways, yes, of course, you don't want to follow right away. But then there are other this ways that are either happening behind. If you do just a quick map check, you'll see it on the backside that, hey, there's something there. Like I said, the best this way. I think there's been a few, but the one I will always remember was from S2 when I was playing solo queue. It was tower control kelp dome. I know there's probably some people saying ew right now. Whee! But of course, me being a Hydra player, I loved kelp dome grates. I just ran over to the right-hand side on those grates and
backline's heaven.
And just stood up top there on that ramp and just stalled them out of spawn for as long as possible. And the best this way I had was from my blaster teammate, who was actually right in the tower because my other two shooters went forward. I was also up front as well, and the tower was behind me at like the second checkpoint, I think it was, behind the area there. And I didn't see it, but the opposing team's Brella came in for a flank and was actually really hurting this blaster.
Yeah.
So the blaster this wayed once, and I just kind of like map checked for a minute, and I'm like, wait, there's ink here. So I turned around for a split second with half a charge, and like, there's a Brella here, and tag teamed with this blaster to delete the shield and splat the Brella, and we went on to KO after that.
Wow.
I was like, that is the best this way that blaster could have done, because sometimes usually when you see that the this way's behind you, be like, yeah, no, there's nobody there. I'm like, but did you map check? There could have been paint there. Someone actually might have been there that they need help with. And sometimes, I mean, depending on where the play is, you don't actually have to look at it. But you should always double check where your objective is.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely, and that's what they give you a map for a reason, right? They give you a map so you're able to keep an eye on where the if for instance like Rainmaker or even tower control, like you know, you're able to keep an eye on those like 1-point positions where it's the player on the tower, player holding the Rainmaker. You're able to use the map to your advantage to look behind those players. Where is somebody maybe coming from behind. It also helps to kind of like check your map periodically throughout the match, so you're able to kind of analyze, be like, I don't remember that patch of ink being there before. Let me go check it out, just in case. And then next thing you know, you see a player sharking. It could be anything. A Brella, apparently, or you know, most commonly you'll see like in this game,
they
splashes,
came from behind.
dualies, splatter shots, you name.